Well, hello there. I know I don't look more tan, but I just got back from the Caribbean, and this is for me tan. And I wanted to share some really great takeaways from our vacation. If you want to know how to increase your tips, or if you are an owner or a manager and you would like to help your people care as much as you do and show up and be present and give great experiences, stay tuned because I will share two tips to increase tips, two takeaways from our trip that will definitely move the needle for you in the right direction. So first of all, in order for people to care about your business, they have to know how much you care. You have to care about them in order for them to care about your business. We have to empower and educate and inspire and train our frontline customer service staff with the skills needed to influence and impact positively our customers. That's the end result. We want to grow business. You need customers. You can't one-on-one, if you're a business owner, interact with all your customers and scale. So you think of it, you have lots of customers, you need employees in order to connect and impact those customers, and you're here sort of driving the whole experience. We have to uplift and support staff and helping them understand their power and their influence in order for them to perform and give our customers great experience so that they will come back time and time again. The key to all of it is empowering our people. Part of empowering our people has to do with teaching them soft skills or people skills or emotional intelligence skills or people, whatever you want to call them. It's teaching this part, this one-to-one eye contact. How do I interact with others, basically? And we need more and more of that right now because I'm stating the obvious if I say that we're getting worse. People are getting worse. They're on their phones. They are cloistered. They don't know really how to behave and how to actually make an impact with a person. And it is not that hard. If you would like some help or need some support, educating, teaching, empowering, inspiring your staff, I have a course. I'll link to it in the notes below. I have a course, and I also have a weekly tool that you can use just to insert right into your business. A couple of things to help you for resources. You can check them out in the notes below. So here's the story. So Jeff and I went on a cruise recently. It was our second ever cruise. I wanted to share some of the things that these crew members do extraordinarily well. And it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference in the amount of tips that they receive, and it makes a gigantic difference in the customer experience, and the customers being Jeff and myself. So many, many years ago, we went on our first cruise. We were gifted with some family members to go, and it was really quite an experience. I remember being very, very, very impressed and surprised by how everyone greeted us. There are lots of people on this ship. It's a ship. Lots of people on this ship. Every time they saw us or every time someone passed us, they greeted us. They looked at us and greeted us, and they said either good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And at first it was a little bit shocking. No, it was a lot shocking because I wasn't used to people acknowledging me that much. And I have to say, by, day 2 of our first ever cruise, I really understood the impact of that simple gesture that made me as a customer or guest feel seen and valued. They weren't trying to shoot the breeze. They were simply acknowledging. That's the first thing, and it makes a giant difference. That's the first takeaway. First of all, if you're a business owner, you have to help your staff understand how important that is. Use this video, and you can show them from a customer's perspective how important it is. From the frontline staff members' perspective, greeting someone, simply acknowledging them, is a huge step in making people feel valued. Whether it's your customer, your coworker, a vendor, a stranger, it doesn't matter. Just a simple acknowledgement has a gigantic impact. So the takeaway is when someone comes into the door, simply greet them. It doesn't matter if you're on the phone or if you're working with someone else, all you have to do is greet them. There were a little over, 800 people on this ship. It wasn't too crowded, but that's not really anything to shake a stick at, especially if it's in the mid to upper 80s and there is a pool and the weather is great and there is a pool bar next to the pool. Lots of people. The first time Jeff went up to this pool bar, he got a whiskey. I think that he had it with maybe an ice cube in it. I'm not really sure, but let's just say for story's sake, that's how he got it. The bartender asked his name, got his room, and Jeff thanked him and he gave him, I think it was like a $2 tip. It was not giant, but it was just a little extra tip. Jeff looked him in the eye, as did the bartender, looked Jeff in the eye, and just politely said thank you. Day 2, Jeff is walking up to the pool bar, and it's crowded. There are tons of people around the bar, and he's thinking, oh, I'll get to wait in line for a little bit. He starts to walk up. The bartender happens to look up and see Jeff coming. They lock eyes, and he says, just a minute, I'll be right with you, Jeff, or Mr. Irwin, he said, one of the others. And Jeff was shocked. This bartender remembered his name and greeted him and said he'd be with him in just a minute. He finished up what he was doing and then he came over and he actually remembered what Jeff had ordered. He got it really quickly and even remembered Jeff's room number. These people were incredible. I don't know what mnemonic devices that they use on this cruise, but my goodness, it works. Jeff was shocked. Well, of course, he left him more of a tip. This gentleman acknowledged he was coming when he was busy, said his name, and said, I'll be with you in a moment, Jeff or Mr. Irwin. Then actually remembered his drink and his room number. It made Jeff feel like he was, something special, something. And while it sounds simple, well, it is simple, but I'm sure it was with some great effort that the bartender actually remembered this. The result for Jeff feeling so amazing is that, well, of course he came back a lot to that specific bar and bartender, and also he gave more tips. So let's unpack this. What exactly is going on here that makes such a difference? First, everybody greets passengers. They greet them with just a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, have a great breakfast, enjoy your breakfast. That's it. It's just nice. Now, I'm not saying that they jump out and accost you if you have your head down. That's not what I'm saying. That would be a little bizarre, but they don't do that. If you're walking and you happen to look up, they will look at you and then greet you. It's extremely important. When I had the hotel after our first cruise, that exact thing is what our staff was trained to do every single time. And in another video, I can go into the byproducts, the unexpected, unintended, fabulous byproducts of that. But it was amazing. The engagement and helping people, every one of my staff, feel like they were very important because they are. They had a responsibility, even if they weren't doing front desk stuff. They were just walking by someone who's on the patio and they're eating their breakfast and the other person's just coming in for their shift. It's big. People need to know how much of an impact and an influence they are. That was huge. So simply a greeting. The second thing that they did that was literally next level is that they remembered our names. It was remarkable. 800 plus people on this ship, and they remembered Jeff's name and his room number and his drink order in a day. Now, I go to my local coffee shop. Do I get greeted by my name? No. Sometimes they remember my order. Most of the time I have to remind them. The bar's not that high in comparison, especially after I just went on this cruise and I know these people have 800 plus guests every week. Every week. So takeaways from this story. If you want to earn extra tips, greet people and learn their name and learn their drink or learn their preferences. Learn a little bit about the customer. It makes a giant difference in making the person who is in front of you feel special, and important. And we need that now more than ever. If you own a business or you manage people and you would like them to be more engaged, teach them these very things. Use this video or use the tools that I will put in the notes below to help you kick it up a notch and take it to the next level. There's huge power in people. People have enormous impact and influence. They have the power to change the culture in our communities. We just need to equip them with the skills. Now, hope you have a most fabulous week.